how is everyone doing? I have been live wise, I've been a little bit absent, just trying to put my rings back on. I was still getting ready right before the show, so not really expecting to have a whole lot of people come in tonight because I didn't announce it until about 75 minutes ago. So there you go. With that, hello everyone, Spirit of 420 here. I am Spirit of 420 because everything I do is so 420. And I should probably take a hit off of Twisted here and get things going. Oh, that is lovely. Got my coffee. Did I take a sip yet? If not, let's go ahead and get that going. Looks like we do have at least one person attending and willing to say something. What's up, Dirty? What's up, man? Good to see you. I know you've been absent too. Looking forward to having you back whenever you get back. Family always comes first, and I do mean that. That's part of what excuse me, that's part of what set me back, because in doing all these projects, I wasn't providing enough time to the family, so kind of had to redo a few things to make sure that they don't get left out. They are the reason I do it, yeah, but at the same time, it's a real fine line. Let's just talk about that for a minute, because that, you know, whether you're working, creating content, it doesn't matter what you're doing. If you're doing something to try to either provide for your family or ultimately one day provide for your family, or in turn better the world, which ultimately makes the world better for your family, right? Any of those things are great, but if you do them to the point where you forget the family, well, then that's when there is, as they say, trouble in paradise, right? Because then it becomes a double-edged sword. They're like, spend more time with me, and you're like, I've got to do this work so that I can pay for you. And they're like, well, we don't, doesn't really matter if you're not with us, right? So there's the quick and skinny of the catch-22. You have to do what you have to do, right? Got the bong with me tonight. I don't know if I've hit this before, but this is Rick and Morty, and you can tell it's 4 trees. This is the flower bong. It's very specific with that big-ass tree on there. All right. I do have a Rick and Morty bong we call Ghost in a Jar. One, it has a ghost in the jar on it. And it only makes sense because it's a dab rig, so there's always a little bit of smoke left, a little bit of ghost in the jar, as they say. Oh, that is lovely. So I have been quite busy. Hey, thanks, man. I decided to wear it today because I don't know if you're an Apple guy, but I'm an Apple guy, and I'm always looking for their movies to go on sale, and I've had this on my wish list forever. And I'm pretty religious about waiting until they go down to $4.99 because that's a pretty good deal to me, especially since I've bought most of these movies like 6 times over on 6 different fucking formats, right? Starting with beta and VHS and Laserdisc back in the day to DVD, Blu-ray, and now digital format only. Either way, I finally got that one today. It went on sale. It's on iTunes right now for $4.99. I was like, fuck yeah. Got to wear the shirt too, man. Fucking miss him every day. Every day. I probably hear at least a Prince song every day throughout my day. One of the greatest. I got a funny story that I'll tell about that. So 1984, if I'm not mistaken. We'll have to look it up, but I'm pretty sure this came out in 84. And of course, I was only 12, right, when this came out. And my mother, I had been to some R-rated movies, and at that point, I had actually gone to see. I remember some of the R-rated movies that I went to go see. One in particular was World According to Garp. I'll never forget that one because that was quite a film to be seeing at I think I saw that at 10 or 11 years old. That's a fucking crazy movie. And then I went to, as I said, to see Purple Rain in 1984, and it was just my mother and I. And the first thing I'll say is Prince is known for his extreme sexual behavior, right? So for those of you who haven't seen the movie, Dirty, obviously, I know you have, but for those of you who haven't seen the movie and are watching this stream later, just know it was, the early days of Prince really kind of showing the world just how filthy sexually he was. And what I mean by that is he wasn't afraid to show the world what really happens behind closed doors, right? And there's one scene in particular, and by this time I was now masturbating, right? I was fully aware of my penis. I had had at least one wet dream, so sex was on my mind all the time. And for those of you, I don't want to spoil it at all. Here's the tiniest spoiler. So if you don't want any spoilage, don't listen to this next part. But there is a sex scene, and in the sex scene, it gets quite hot, quite quick until Prince literally just puts his hand straight down her panties, and you can see that he's fingering her, and you're like, wow. And I just remember sitting there, and I was like, trying not to look over at my mom because I knew I was getting an erection. I'm like, how do you sit there with your mother, right? Who's, I mean, she's a good woman in the sense of taking me, and I think she was good for it because, I mean, Prince was, dude, I can say I saw fucking Purple Rain in the theater like the first week it came out. That's a fucking memory, right? So fucking kudos to her for it. But damn, on the same note, I have the memory of being extremely uncomfortable with my mother. And it seems to happen at films. You know, this is not the first time I'd had an uncomfortable moment with my mother. Of course, the other one was later on in life. It was like 10 years later when I was 22 and she thought I was going to kill her. That was another story, right? But regardless, loved the movie, found it very uncomfortable for that. Then there was also a scene. I mean, I'm not taking anything away. We all know the song Dirty Nicky or Little Nicky. So am I saying Little Nicky or Dirty? It's Dirty Nicky on Prince. Little Nicky is the Adam Sandler movie, I think. Either way, it's a girl named Nikki. I knew a girl named Nikki. I guess you could say she was a sex fiend. I know the song well, trust me. It's one of the ones constantly in my playlist even today. What's funny, though, is if you go back to the album before Purple Rain, 1999, man, he's got some really, like, he was always well ahead of the game and saying, look, let's not beat around the bush, so to speak. Let's go ahead and admit the fact that we all want to fuck one another, right? If I'm looking at you and I'm sexually active, most likely I've sized up whether or not I want to have sex with you, and then we go on to the next point. So even though it may never happen, it's like a little tally. Yep, I'll do them. Nope, I won't. You know, it's just the way we are, I think, as humans. Because when I talk to most women on one-on-one, they say the same thing. Like, they're probably not as quick on the judgment call as guys, but let's say within that first meeting, they're like, they've decided whether they would date him, fuck him, or neither of the two. You know, some of them even go on so far as to decide right then and there in the first meeting, I would marry that dude. I kid you not, because I've heard this information verbatim from more than one woman. When I say more than one, we're talking at least 5 women in my personal life have told me that they've done that. So I'm not saying they do it every time. I'm just saying there's many times where they look at a guy and they're like, hey, that's somebody that I would do. Exactly, right? And I forgot to show, dude, it's been a while, so here we go. Let's go Dirty. Thank you for the shirt. I keep forgetting to do that. My bad. We'll get there. So Dank.Tube is up and running, and I actually have something to share with you folks. This is something new for me, sharing my screen, so hopefully I'll do this right. And I'm just going to come here, so show you the way you do it, right? So this person will be born on April 20th. That's always great. And we'll make him an oldie fogey. 52 years old. First thing, if you haven't signed in before, you're going to get hit with that. The first thing I always do, and I tell people immediately go to that. That makes it just a danker experience. So this is Dank.Tube. And the first thing I tell people is, check out all the strains. We have more strains coming. Some of the strains that are going to be out there very soon. This one obviously is here, but there's a few things left. I've got to get the new how-to image up there. There's going to be some changes. The easiest way to say it and the simplest way to say it, folks, is that this is more of a soft launch. The full launch, if you will, is going to come here in a little bit. I want to have a nice set of videos up there before I really launch the thing hardcore. I also want to have a few extra things done and a few relationships built. And also would like to do an update or two to get things, in a real tip-top shape before really launching it out there and putting any money behind advertising it. That said, it is fully functional. One of the first things that need to be done very soon. So let's just go back to the homepage. If you're on a video right now, it's not here, but very soon, right here in this area, there'll be 3 little dots where you'll be able to add it to one of your lists over here, either smoke later, smoke again, best buds, or one of your personal stashes. One hitter is always just going to be, if you hit one hitter, it's going to simply go to a random video and start playing it. And that's the way that works. And that's the launch video for Road Trip. And which, by the way, was pretty funny, but I won't bore you folks with it right now. You can go and watch it on your own, which I would prefer that you do. Same with Toked It. If you hit Toked It, it's going to go to one that you've already seen, in the sense once you're logged in. So I'm not logged in, so right now it's not showing anything. But if I was logged in, then it would go to videos I've already watched, right? A lot more to come. I've gotten a lot of feedback so far. Everybody says they really like the images. We tried to do stuff based on really making it feel like what you would expect from a stoner experience. So everything is green. Everything has got, marijuana around it. And most of the most of the strains, we try to pick something that is more marijuana-esque, more of a slang kind of term for it. And some of those may be changing before the final launch. I've been coming up with some new ideas. So it's just a constant, learning experience, and it's a lot of fun. And I really do hope that you folks get a chance and start to post some videos. I will tell you this, for those of you who have been paying attention. Just a moment. We will be, one of the features that we do plan on adding, I don't know how soon it's going to be, but we will be adding the ability to live stream. So you will have that option to do the same type of thing that I'm doing right now on YouTube, Twitter, and all those other places. What else with that? I really can't think of anything else to say on that right now. I will continually be adding stuff about Dank.Tube. I've got a really stupid little video of tomorrow. There'll be a stream coming out, and you'll get introduced to the character Bud Tender. Bud Tender's kind of like a stoned Beetlejuice from the South, and he's an old fuck. So you'll get to hear a little bit more of him. There's times where I could not get the accent right because I was wearing a mask, but there's times where I got it right, put it that way. And most of the time I will get it right. It kind of became, I don't know, that's weird. Doing accents in a mask was not as easy as I thought it would be, and I ended up coming out more like this kind of guy instead of the actual Bud Tender dude. So anywho, it'll be fun to see how how people take that, because it's all in fun. Everything that we're doing right now is really meant to be funny and have some videos up there, maybe to spark some ideas. We have some really cool strains coming out. I know a lot of the folks that I hang out with will really like them, because one of the strains is going to be bong and dab ripping. So just videos of people hitting bongs, hitting dabs, coughing their ass off, whatever you want to call it. Just a lot of cool strains, really. Trying to think of some right now. Johnny Law, that'll be a fun one. I've got a really funny video that I'm putting together for that. Anywho, hope that you, pass the word and, start posting some videos, folks. You can post anything. I will say this. It seems to be there's a little bit of an issue. Haven't figured it out, but I've already been told by some folks that trying to upload from their phone, they had an issue. So I'm going to be looking into that this weekend. I'll be talking to the developer, my code writer, tomorrow about it. I think it's because it doesn't accept MOV yet, but working on that. It should accept MPV or MP4, which is what Androids record in. So those should be fine to go ahead and upload directly from the phone if you want to do it that way. Either way, again, this is the early days. It's just the beginning. We've been live since Sunday at 7:10, so we've got a long way to go. And when I say long way to go, we got not long time-wise, but we just have a lot of things that we've got to get done over the next month or two to really get it where we want it to be. And we will be looking for feedback from people. So there. That's the end of Dank.Tube, because this is the Spirit of 420 show. And amazingly, I'm going to go ahead and just change this. What's up, Grizz? Good to see you, man. Nice to see you. Glad you can make it. I know it was short notice, but I really do appreciate you coming by and being here for a little bit. I'm going to change that brand out, though, since we've finish talking about Spirit of 420, and we can move on to the next one. Although I do love that D. That's just badass. Back to what we were doing. So I kind of talked about getting back to action. I want to come back to that real quick because it's been. Let me clear my throat again. I've been doing a lot of talking and a lot of voice making, as you can probably tell, to make these videos. I actually nearly lost my voice for one full day of shooting, and it was crazy because I had to really strain it to get the scenes recorded. But did a lot of gargling of salt water and honey and lemon and all that good stuff, drinking tea, and I was doing other things too. You can probably guess. If I'm not being nasty, then I'm not being me. I don't know if I've showed y'all, but this is oh, holy shit, baby blue. I almost forgot. How do you forget? So for those of you who know, big blue balls, right? Big blue balls, and big blue balls has a baby brother, baby blue. Kind of reminds me of was it? Isn't it Seinfeld that has the T-shirt? It's not baby blue, but it's something blue. Like, and he ends up losing it in the wash or whatever. Or maybe that's the name of the shirt that replaces the other one. Either way, he has a shirt, and I think one of them is blue. So, but this is baby blue. I will say this: baby blue packs a wallop. I mean, these are both standard spoons, right? Just your standard spoon bowls, but they have some real. I love that one. I love the work that was done, and you can tell if you feel the glass, like they literally had it heated up, and they just kept twisting this to get that effect, which is just really cool. So, as I cough in y'all's ear, God, that dude's getting old. I'm talking about me, folks, not anything else. Either way, back to the sun. You know what? Looks like Big Blue Balls actually has a little bit of I just got this coffee all over my face here. I didn't want to. I don't know about y'all, but I can't stand a wet hit. That's just disgusting. So getting back to action, getting back to it. I'm not the only one that deals with it. I see everybody that is socially active. You know, and I get it. What I mean by that is you watch like these talk shows, right? Or people that do live shows all year round. They don't do it every single day, 52 weeks a year. There's no way you could do it. Like your brain would just be frazzled, number one. Number two, there's other things. Like you got to take vacation. You got to take time for yourself, right? Why are you doing all this if you don't sit back, as they say, and enjoy the moment? So it's never anything personal against anybody, I think Dirty will attest to that. And what I mean by that is Dirty's been doing his own thing because his son is getting a dorm, I believe is what it is. He's moving into a dorm or picking out a dorm. Is that what it is, Dirty? You'll tell me. Oh, we got some more people here. What's up, Mike? Duck is in the house. What's up, Princess Buttercup? I know Urban Grower's in the house. Hey, what's up, Wilson? Nice to see you. Much love. Oh, I have to come back up here. I missed all these. So that was actually so we then got Wilson, Dirty coming back. What's up, Princess? Nice to see. We got at least one split tail. I know it's rude. I'm just teasing. In the audience, I went fuzzy. Oh, why is it still fuzzy? Let's just crank the light up. There we go. High. That is exactly what I need to get. I need to get high. But it is back focused. I thought I had enough light on. Wow. Okay. Whatever. Nice to see everybody here. I got to tell y'all that just I didn't expect to see but maybe 2 fucking people in here tonight giving me a comment or 2. Y'all made the spirit feel good. Got to tell you. All right. So anyway, getting back to things. I will say this. There's a lot on my mind. There's a lot I want to talk about tonight. I've actually been very tired. It's funny because I told Duck, as a matter of fact, Mike, who's out in the audience. I'm sorry. Strangers walking by caught my eye. I told Duck earlier it was going to be kind of like a MJ performance tonight. And for those of you who don't know who MJ is, when I say that, that's the GOAT himself, Michael Jordan. But one of his greatest games was when he had like 100 and something stupid fever and ended up, I think that night, scoring 63 points, like one of the performances of a lifetime. And not to say that this is a performance of a lifetime for me tonight. All I really meant by that is that I knew I had to get back to it. I couldn't wait another day. I really wanted to go on Monday. That was the 11th, the day after Dank.Tube went live. But I have just been so, man, I was worn out. Last night was horrible. I started passing out sitting here watching TV, and I'm going to clear my throat again because it is just ridiculous. Y'all can probably hear it, and I sound like the guy that's like, clear your throat, dude. I know that's not attractive, but see, look, that sounds better. It doesn't have that gurgle in the background. But anyway, I started passing out last night at like 8:30, so I was like, fuck it, I'll go to bed because I hadn't been getting sleep with doing all this stuff. There was times I was up until 2, 3 o'clock in the morning and getting back up at, sometimes still getting back up as early as 7, just trying to get things done. And by doing that, those times, by the way, that would allot me to spend time with the family and still have other times to do things outside the normal hours where they're asleep, right? But I went to bed last night thinking, because I was doing these, I remember watching my father growing up when he hit this age and thinking, man, if I'm sitting there doing that, I'm just going to go to bed. All of a sudden you realize you'll sit there and do it for like an hour. No, I'm okay. No. So I decided to go to bed after about 10, 15 minutes of it last night because I was literally just watching Seinfeld episodes that I've seen 150 times. It was the fucking worst night of sleep that I've probably gotten, I would say, in the last year and a half, 2 years. I don't get good sleep as it is. I'm very candid about that. Hey, man, thank you. I appreciate that. I was only teasing, Buttercup. You don't get upset. I only say split tail because that, by the way, that term comes strictly from my father. We would always be on the beach. And he would, hey, man, son, look at those split tails. Jesus, Dad. Of course, he would never refer to a female as a split tail with a female around. I'm like, Dad, you really ought to just let that fly and see how it goes. I'm sure that they'll understand they are split tails. We are not. We're dangle tails. Just so y'all know the difference. There's a split tail and a dangle tail. Anyway, back to what I was talking about. Yeah, last night was horrendous. I don't know that I got any REM. I don't ever remember having any dreams because I literally was up every 20 minutes, every other time. And when I say this, I'm not kidding, folks. We're talking 9 o'clock until 8 o'clock in the morning because I just kept trying to go back to sleep and I was trying to sleep late as well. And when you don't have that sleep, you keep hoping maybe you'll go, maybe this time I'll stay asleep. 20 fucking minutes every single time, and every other time I had to piss, and I didn't drink any fucking water. I really want to know where the urine came from because, don't get me wrong, I drank water throughout the day, but I don't remember drinking enough water to piss fucking 10 times through the night. But I did, and it was one of those nights, too, where it wasn't a full moon. Apparently, my wife said that tonight is the full moon, but last night, man, every time, the full moon comes across the sky right on our by our bathroom and bedroom window, which is awesome. Sun comes by there too. It's the same. But man, it was so fucking bright. I remember looking at it like, blinded by the moonlight. That's how bright it was. It felt full to me, I'll tell you that. And had one of those beautiful. It was one of those nights that it had the like rainbow aura around it, pretty much like I see now with this stupid bright light in my face so that y'all can see me clearly now that the pain is gone. So anywho, last night sucked. I got up this morning. We were running low on kratom, which is my go-to when it comes to pain. And when you don't have a night of sleep, the pain is, and let me read that. I'll read it in just a second, Mike. The pain after you don't get sleep on a night when you always deal with pain. So first of all, let me say this. This is not a bitch session. I'm just telling you where I'm at. Okay. I live with this. I don't ask for sympathy. I don't want sympathy. It is who I is, or it is who I am, and it's my life, right? But when you deal with that pain, normally I have my oh shit, what do you my routine in the morning, that by the time I'm done with my routine, regardless of the pain that I woke up in, I'm out of pain and ready to go. And I try to wake up every day from the moment that I wake up in a good mood, regardless, because even though I'm in pain, I know that sounds funny, but if you get used to the pain and you accept the pain and it's something that's a part of your daily life, you don't have to get up in a shitty mood because of it, right? You can choose to wake up and go, okay, I know I'm going to do my daily routine and this pain will subside. And the funny thing is, the more you do, the more the pain's off of your mind anyway. And it really is mind over matter, folks. And anybody that doesn't believe me, have a one-on-one with me and I'll prove it. All right. So let me take a moment. Mind over matter. I'll come back to that. You are absolutely correct, sir. They have to play the game. Oh, I know. We're all getting older. You're only a year behind me, Grizz, and so is Duck, or maybe 2 years. Y'all are really close to one another. Duck is that's Duck right there. Mike, either one. Y'all are about the same age, and I think I have y'all by maybe a year and a half, whatever. I mean that's relative, you know. And what I mean by that is, I'll just straight say it. I know a lot of the vets that I talk to, their pain started, I mean, and mine did too. We're not going to get into that, but just talking, you know, like they've been dealing with pain, some of them 10, 20, 25 years, you know, so it's not like it's new to them. And what I mean by that is, we're getting older. The older you get, the more you can deal with the pain, the better you can deal with it. This is my personal take on it. The better you can deal with the pain, but that's because you get more pain as you get older. So you better fucking learn how to deal with it, or it will overtake your life. And that's not good. Everybody has their down moments, and I can tell you, one of those for me was, I woke up this morning, and that's where I was, you know, come back full circle. I could not do my routine. I did not wake up in a good mood, no matter how hard I tried. It was just, hey, what's up there, Angel? Nice to see you. I was literally almost in tears, but not due to any one thing. I don't know if anybody can recognize this type of feeling, but I just woke up so disconfucking-bobulated, so lack of sleep, which means I had no REM of any kind, right? Which means I didn't get the mental rest that my body needed. I didn't get the physical rest that my body needed. And I was just, because of that, I was almost delirious. And even though there was not one specific thing, because my wife was like, what is it? I'm like, I just feel like crying. I just want to cry. Like, that's all I want to do. And it wasn't over one specific thing. It was more like I just wanted to do it to release. I ended up holding it back because I don't know. It was just something about it this morning. It felt like if I just sat there and cried, that was going to end up taking the day even worse. So, you know, I picked myself up, dusted myself off, and went back at it again. Had a phone call for work and this and that. And before you know it, you know, the day was going pretty. I had a guy for work that I had to talk to. It's funny because he remarked at the end, he's like, yeah, the beginning kind of started rough. And I was like, yeah, I apologize. I'm not feeling good. And he's like, yeah, I get it. So even when I did kind of, as they say, drop the ball, it wasn't that big of a deal, you know. Appreciate it, Grizz. So let's move on to greener pastures. I am back, and I'm going to be trying to go live again on my normal schedule, which means at least 3 times a week. I'm going to try to have both urban growers, and since I have everything loaded up, this is all badass. I love this one. So I will be having urban growers back again. If you look up in the top corner, oh, I'm going to finger you guys. Oh, you feel it. Urban growers will be coming back on. They're in the house tonight. We also have, don't worry, I'll give you a better one. Oops, oh, wrong side. Ooh, that means backdoor for you. That that network's getting it. Anyway, I am a dirty-minded fuck. Regardless, in the next couple weeks, we'll have both visitation. We'll have visitations probably from both of those. I'm trying to work out something with each of them, so they'll be back in the house. And These will be live. The last Urban was pre-recorded for the 4th of July, but that was because it was the 4th of July. And can you believe it? I was like 3 days late, and I had to break it up into 3 pieces because I didn't know any better. Just so you know, Grizz and Dirty and Mike, because I know you've done shows with me. If I'm live streaming, I can go for fucking hours, apparently. But if I want to fake live stream, and all that is, you know, pre-recorded, you load up a pre-recorded video and then push it out, push the content out as live stream. If I want to do that, 1 hour is the most I could do, but I can schedule just back to back. So I had to cut that video up that we did. It was 2 hours and 3 minutes and some odd seconds long, which was perfect. It was just long enough that I couldn't cut it in two. So I had to do 3 like 40+ minute sections, but they got all up there. Everything was up there, and it was actually a fun time. I had a lot of fun with Grizz and King, and I know they'll be back. I would like to have one, just so you know. I don't, Dirty. I know that you kind of, you know, swing both ways, if you will. I'm just teasing, bro. I know you represent both. Military Vet Network as well as Urban Growers. So just know that I wouldn't mind having you on as both different times. You know what I mean? And even maybe we could even do like a, I don't know, something that's kind of both. Maybe it'll be just me and you one day, Dirty, and we'll just shoot the shit for like an hour and a half, and I'll throw up all kinds of different logos, you know. But back to the spirit of 420. That's the ugly logo. That's who powers me. I don't ever put that up. That's all. I do have an episode coming up though, where I'm going to have these folks on as guests. We were supposed to record twice now and missed it, but it will happen. Very nice folks. So that is down the road as well. And what's very cool is Bud Tender will start to do some live streams there eventually. Probably don't know exactly how that's going to go, but you know, hey, it is what it is, and he'll be serving up the buds. That's why he's Bud fucking Tender, and he's on Dank.Tube. I can't remember the name of it. It escapes my mind. Is it Dank.Lube? By the way, don't go to Dank.Tube.com unless you have lube and you are ready to masturbate or have sex with somebody. I found that out just days before launch. Thought that was really cool too. And I'm sure that some of you are like, I got to see this. It's literally a porno site that's run by one of these larger multi-conglomerate porno sites. So there's no actual content that we can tell is being put on the site. They just have feeds from like 4 different consistent porno sites feeding into theirs, serving as their content. So, but what's funny is I was like, well, I hope nobody finds that. Of course, on launch day, somebody, hey, I went to Dank.Tube.com. Yeah, that wasn't your site. So that's why I keep trying to enforce the dot, and it's not supposed to be spelled out. You just put it in the middle, and it's a whole different ballgame. Mine's shorter and easier to write if it matters, right? So anyway, it's kind of funny. I will say that. For those of you who go to see it, you will get a chuckle. What are you going to do? I'm not going to change anything now. We'll go with it. It is what it is. If you folks have learned anything from knowing me, I pretty much live life by the edge of my seat of my pants, whatever the fuck the saying is, because that's the only way I know to do it. I put my faith in Crazy 8. It's perfect timing. That means I'm going to wrap it up here in a minute because I was not going to go over very long. That's what he said. And then he started to get dressed and leave. It's kind of funny. Not quite my normal self again, but I'll be there real soon. I promise. I've got we shot all kinds of footage. We ended up getting a drone. I'm sure you've seen some of that from the first few videos that we already put up. But we've been doing a lot of, having a lot of fun with it and trying to just really mainly get high as shit and make stupid videos, right? That's really been the bulk of it. But once that's done, I will consistently be making some videos, but I won't be trying to make like 20 videos at one time. And that was how, about the number of total videos. What's nice is in the future, as we add strains, which we will be, then I'll just be making videos for those. On the next episode of Spirit of 420, I did tell a story. I don't know if anybody got to see it other than Dirty. But if you go back and watch the beginning of the stream, I talked about, it was a quick short story, but it was about the first time I saw Purple Rain, since I have the shirt on, and Dirty gave me a shout out for it. And my mom will probably eventually see it, but that was the one where I was with my mother. And I'll just say, for those who missed it, it's a very awkward moment about halfway through when there's a real, almost literally 1984. This could have been called a soft core porn scene with Prince, as he puts his hand down her panties and literally starts to finger her with clear motion of what's going on. And that's when I got the clear motion in my pants of an erection, and I'm sitting beside my mother at 12 years old. So you can go back and watch the whole story. Regardless, on the next episode, I will be back to telling a story. We'll bring it around full circle to some kind of great meaning, and I'm sure I'll disclose something strange about me. Here's something that's not strange necessarily, but is, I think, a lot of folks, when you're trying to do something like I'm doing, you kind of become like, these little videos. Even with these little videos, you're writing them, you're directing them, right? You're even producing them or whatever. And I'm not even talking about the titles, but it was funny because one of my friends kept getting on me. He's like, when are you going to leave director mode? Because apparently I was a real dick. And I say that for those that end up watching the video who were around me for making those, which is my family, and they put up with me. It wasn't to be a dick, but if you are the one directing it, I can see now how directors, or why directors many times are called dicks, because they're worse than like a typical boss. And I'll just real quick. And what I mean by that is they have a vision. It's not like being a boss where you can tell somebody to do their work and they can do it however they really want to many times to get the job done, right? But with a director, you have a scene in your mind, right? And you're trying to get people to act that scene out. That's not easy. I've got to work at that. That's all I'll say. And that's just for the folks that know me and I know that end up watching these videos. So no, friends and family, I'm going to get better about being not dick rector mode, but truly more like director mode, and get better about being a nice guy while I do it. So it's not always easy for a guy that's just been a dick most of his life. I'm pretty sure you can see the mushroom shape, right? But my wife always like, what is it? That look, right? Remember that in Bridesmaids? The penis look that she gave. I always think that's hysterical. The way that, again, I think that shows you that's a movie completely written pretty much by women, all for women. Women talk sex just like we do. Just know it. If not, sometimes grittier, quite frankly. That's been my experience. Yeah. I knew that would get you to chuckle, Bird. And I know what you're chuckling for, too. So, anywho, I love all of you. All of you are great, awesome people. Thank you so much for being here. I truly mean that. Back to doing normal things. I will say this. If you have any questions or any issues with the website and concerns to Dank.Tube, please don't hesitate to just DM me, email me, whatever. You all have all my information out there. There's 5,500 ways to get in touch with me at this point. Don't be afraid to tell me, because if you tell me, then I can fix it. If you don't tell me, then I can't fix it, right? It's just that simple. So most people don't know just how normal Strange is. If you don't believe me, there's a great song. It was introduced to me by my wife, and it's really one of my favorites now. You can look it up. It's called Mad Hatter. I was going to tell you the band name real quick before I leave, because this song is really is good. And it's catchy regardless of, it's got, how do I say, it represents multiple genres, right? And of course, obviously, the people that wrote it by no doubt, right, are fans of Alice in Wonderland and the whole concept of all that. The band's name is, oh, Jesus. Fucking eyes. There we go. Melanie Martinez. So that's her. Can y'all see that? Kind of, there we go. Well, either way, it's Melanie, Melanie, Martinez, the normal spelling, the standard, I should say, excuse me, the standard. It's not normal. The standard spelling of Martinez, and then the name of the song is literally Mad, M-A-D space Hatter, Hatter. And I'm not going to spoil it for you. Just go listen to it and tell me if that fucking chorus doesn't literally speak the same shit that you hear me talk about at least once every time you talk to me or hear from me, right? It's just my thing. Strange is normal, normal is strange. Doesn't matter how you look at it, is the reality of the world we live in. And with that, I will see you on the next episode. As we know, everybody has opinions and everybody thinks that everybody else's stinks just like assholes, right? Mine stink like fine brewed coffee from a fucking great classic mug. I love that fucking mug. I actually had coffee to finish today. That was fucking awesome. And medical grade. Oh, let me wipe that coffee. I just have to wipe the cream from my mouth. That's what he said on the date last night. Anyway, fine brewed coffee and dank ass medical grade weed. Dank.Lube. I'm sorry, Dank.Tube. Go to it, folks. Check it out. Sign up if you haven't already signed up. Extremely secure. You literally cannot log in without invoking two-step verification. We felt like that was just the only way to go in this security day and age. Holy shit. I can't go out like that. In fact, now I got to do a bong toke because I cannot go out like that. I'm telling you, man. Say a little water. Much smoother hit. I didn't dab tonight, but that's okay. We'll be back for more dabs next time. Every single one of you are awesome. I do love all of you. If you have any ideas or whatever, that would be awesome. Share them with me. Oh, we got one more little. There we go. Thumbs up to you, princess. Y'all have a wonderful evening. I will be back in 2 days, which is Friday. So I'll be back Friday night, same bat time, same batch. We'll call it the same 420 time, same 420 channel, right? Because those things are true. And fuck Batman. I mean, I love him. I would like to fuck Batman. That's a whole nother subject, but I'll get into that another day. Really, it started with Keaton. I won't lie. But anyway, have a wonderful night. My Mac is literally about to die. Holy macaroni. That's hysterical. I can't believe I made it through. That's amazing that this thing didn't die. It's on 2%. I kid you not. All right. Anyway, till the next episode. I love all of you. You're all awesome people. Thanks for being here. And let me get to the right button. Have a wonderful evening. We'll see you Friday night.